Alright, chat, this may come as a surprise to you, but we're really funny and entertaining. So if you're here and enjoying this right now, hit us with a follow. We're pretty close to hitting the level that I'd like to hit to get started on other things. But I don't want to date the video, you know?
Yeah, I would date the video if it were a person. That's how good it is. If you couldn't tell,
I don't have a snappy. I don't have anything for that.
If you couldn't tell, well, I'm sick. He's not Dick, and together we're playing some Ace Attorney. Let's
Gumshoe jump scare.
Oh god. Fuck, actually, I'm sick. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, No. 2. Oh god.
So, what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution's as confused as we are.
Poor Jipu.
I mean, after all.
Oh. The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. We forgot to talk about the defendant in the recap. And a different suspect was arrested at the scene, at the crime scene, each of the crime scenes.
Lana, are you okay?
Good morning, Mr. Wright.
Does not acknowledge her sister.
I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though.
So, how'd it go?
As Mr. Wright suspects, the police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
He agreed that if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma.
But Lana, don't tell me you...
Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
Sky.
Hmm?
We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
What kind of trace evidence?
Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky?
Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright.
Blooded.
February 24th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom No. 2.
9. He doesn't know what a 9 is. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
It's because of my disease. Renders me unable to count.
Making fun of your clearing of your throat hurt my throat so much. Anyway, the defense is ready, Your Honor.
So they call me a throat goat. Prosecution is...
I'm afraid you'll have to clarify.
It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time.
But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow, this is one messed up trial.
One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness to the day of the stand.
Court's first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department.
Suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh my gosh, that's
scary.
pretty quick for him to have an answer like that. Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go.
Oh, God.
every time I see his face.
Yeah. I just want to just.
Jeremy, can you put the Spider-Man movie quote, "Everywhere I go, I see his face"? It's just Meekins. Thank you.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is that would be murderer, sir.
So you're telling us that you're a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir.
Actually, we'd like to hear from you.
Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir.
Freaking Zoomers, dude.
Officer Meekins,
Yes, sir.
give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order.
Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm.
I can fault him for too much enthusiasm. Crime report, sir. Well, although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. Oh, after that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you?
Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir.
I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with.
Sounds like we gotta press this man.
Is that why you're hard for Ace Attorney?
I'm always hard for Ace Attorney when Mike Meekins is on the stand. Not his normal duty. Press it.
Officer Mike Meekins, to you, sir.
Officer. Yeah. Well, murderer Mike Meekins.
Mr. Meekins, you work with the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes. There's a scary thought.
Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
A blue badger?
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
After the awards ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
There's a sussy imposter on the security screen.
Probably me. I'm kind of sussy.
Okay.
So in order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one right here on my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
There it is. I found it. This is the one right here.
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir.
I see. But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice.
Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay.
It added to the ID record.
What am I trained to do? What were you trained to do?
So, you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir. A knife.
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then?
Oh, well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand.
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be...
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Alright.
What exactly do you mean when you say you did it?
I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his
No,
guard
you
down
do
for
look
just
the type.
an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
You took his knife.
I
Then
spun
you
him
took
around
his
for
life.
a disarming maneuver. I
Imagine
made
being
sure to
disarmed
close
by
my
this
eyes like a
face.
man. It's a good one.
Wait, when he blinks, his eyes don't close. See. He must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew,
Yes?
he punched me right in the face, sir. Okay.
About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right.
According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins?
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief?
Delivered it. What is that? A videotape?
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains the footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
Objection! What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
Video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into?
The DS technology lets us watch.
I'm glad it plays the Blue Badger theme. This is some Five Nights at Freddy's stuff.
This is. Yo, is that Bonnie?
This is a Pokemon cutscene. This is Gen 5 Pokemon. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mr. Blue Badger.
Why is
Where
the
is
camera
this
right
camera?
here?
Yeah.
This
That
is
was
menacing.
perfectly synced on my end. I want you to know.
Same here.
Where's the octopusness?
I don't know. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
My beacon got fucking killed.
Yeah, how did Vegans do? How did Vegans live this? Hi, he disarmed him, sir.
Bro's ass is dead.
Ugh.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's a Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this is not going smoothly? Your video added to the court record. Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and in some sort of activity
Your Honor,
happened.
instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. There's a mystery man. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
What's this about a fingerprint?
Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Intriguing. That would mean that the victim at the crime scene would have to be Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start.
Jesus Christ.
All right, I want to quick read through these.
Yeah,
Again,
let's do that. I feel like this isn't a
All right.
presser necessarily.
Can't see his
Sure.
face.
Sure.
There's no question that it's Detective Goodman because we have fingerprints,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but in the locker
So-
required his fingerprint.
He says, I mean, he opened the locker, which required detective's fingerprint to do. That sounds like, if that's his evidence for proving it's Goodman, did he see his face?
I guess not. I don't know. No one else could have unlocked it.
So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Okay.
What do we have?
Yeah.
Video.
Oh,
I'm not rewatching this.
wait. Bloody. We have Marshall's fingerprints also, which is
Right, but it's
notable
not on the...
at some point.
Yeah, it's gonna come up at some point. We have this, we have this.
Oh, what's at the vase? I just what's the description on the vase again?
Probably evidence.
Yeah. All right, and then the evidence locker. Lamp lights
Locker.
up. Tagged glove, extremely thin leather glove. Can we examine that?
No. Yes.
Okay, we can't. What does the tag say on it? Oh, that's the
SL9.
SL9. Right, yeah. What else we got?
Should we just like press these? I mean,
Yeah, well, let's start. I'd like to. I want to press the fingerprints. Or
Yeah.
no. Let's do the one before it first, and then
So
press the
okay.
fingerprints.
good call.
But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it.
Since his face can't be identified on the video, only you can verify it.
Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or...
Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claim the man who brandished a knife at you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him.
Okay, so definitely do with the fingerprints. Didn't see his face.
Okay. So I guess
Yeah,
press this.
sure. Let's do it.
About these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir.
I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. The man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints. Then he must be the person that the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir. And this, too. Okay, but
It's kind of worrying that, the judge and Meekins come to, like, the same conclusion.
Yeah. I don't doubt this. That seems right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want to press this anyway?
Yeah, try
while we're
this
here?
one.
However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face.
Sir, if I may say something, sir.
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock, and it was his hand that tried to thrust the knife into my body, sir. My unsettled stare can testify enough to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage certainly doesn't lie.
That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again.
Is there a problem with the security video?
What?
You want to check the
I'm
court
assuming there's a
record?
problem.
Okay. Oh, check the time. Check the time on the clock. 17:14. So we got... The indicator light shows that it's already open.
Oh, you're right. Wait, yeah.
See, if we hadn't have scrolled through all the evidence in the court record,
Yeah.
it was already open. Oh,
Yeah.
and something fell out of the locker whenever he did that.
Yeah, there's a problem. Yeah.
Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may have not been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction.
Objection. Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
You would want me to point it out. Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us where on this footage the contradiction touched you. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that.
You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's the power of the DS. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may have not been Detective Goodman?
Oh, Jesus.
Ding,
Fast
ding,
forward.
ding. Pause. Point.
I
Yeah.
feel like Dora.
Can you show me the locker? Locker. The thing that's strange about this video, it's got to be this. Officer Meekins.
Sir, do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this.
Turn off the Blue Badger music, please.
When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint if it's a match. The light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
So, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Thank you for showing us the footage that we pointed out the thing on.
We gotta see the Badger. They worked very hard on the DS animations.
Is it making us watch the entire movie again?
I don't think so. I hope not.
When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind it to a little earlier.
Whoa! That's the power of the DS. Can't have that on a Game Boy.
Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Oh! Wow, that was a pretty good Meekins scream, I'm not gonna lie. Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
Objection. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, its sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert on this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Oh well, just goes to show that novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yeah, well, see? This isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor?
Something jammed the sensor. Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Can you find the clue?
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more.
I love that they're like, okay, we finally have the ability after 13 cases to show video. Let's make it as tutorialized as possible.
The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause for this. Can we just fast forward to the second time whenever he opens up the locker? There's something that falls out. Why doesn't it speed up the sound? Right there.
But wait,
Yeah.
no. God damn it. I hit the wrong button.
The thing that's strange about this video would
I'm
have
skipping
to
this.
be
I don't
this.
care.
Hold on a second. I don't get it. Look
shut
at
up,
it.
Wright.
I'm not a professional. The locker wasn't locked. Oh, God.
no.
Take that. I'll show you what's going on. I don't get it. Ah! Try again.
We're not even penalized. Okay, no, sorry, we're not even penalized. We're not penalized. It's fine. It's fine. The badger got me. It's getting to me.
You got badged. Whoop. Ah. Aha. Take that. Please watch closely. This is a continuation of the part I showed you earlier. God.
No music.
Weren't you just complaining about the blue freaking badger? What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
But sir, it's been my experience that things fall when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door, sir. What?
We can't be sure the item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. The 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yeah, an insulator. But at the crime scene? There just might have been something that fits the description.
But sir, by insulator, you don't mean...
I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door?
Insulator? I already knew her. We have so much evidence, oh my god.
How do you go past it? I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was the victim's locker. It has a tag on it that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir, it would appear so, sir.
Hey, what the fuck
Oh,
you
wow.
idiot?
Order! Order! So, are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Objection! Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer once more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Oh, of course, sir.
Is this a joke?
Great question.
Very well. Begin your testimony.
Mystery Man, too. There's one other thing that proves a man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
An ID card record. I see.
I have an ID card record right here, Your Honor. It's not filled out still. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should be due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
Now, this particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases.
Special cases? Like
Extremely
gumshoe?
violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference.
There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right. I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination.
Jeremy, this is too much.
All right, initial thoughts. They used his badge, but we found his badge in the at the attorney's place.
Which also doesn't make... Yeah, which is another case of something moving.
Let's press this one and then.
Should hold on, I want to look at the evidence again. So, we have this, right? It's our
we
boy.
know that they don't reprint, right?
No reprint. Yeah.
Or they do, because Gumshoes had to have his reprinted, but still difficult.
Oh, because he had a... we had this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, because we think he lost his ID. That's right. Okay, what would he present that on?
Has used this.
Yeah.
Presented on this.
Yep. Yeah, all right.
Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. A lost item report. It's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. The day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Oh wow, that'll make it hard to get into the locked room. Order! So, now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Oh wow, that would make a lot of sense.
Well, I don't think so.
Order! Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo.
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yeah. What's he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video was a fake, then the murder in the evidence room was also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
This isn't gonna end well.
Well, well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime.
So
So the real crime can only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Alana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Ah!
Highly trustworthy witness.
Wow. Yeah, she only lied one
She
time
was hot, I
on
mean,
the
trustworthy.
stand. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana...
What do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
We gotta object, I think.
I mean, the other option is to wait and see what happens. I don't think that's ever the situation when the screen goes black. You know?
That's a good call.
One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into that prosecution's trap.
I think you already did. What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder.
Oh my fucking
I'll
god.
get to that. Where's the body?
Let's go. Oh, it smelled like Freddy in the corner.
However, it cannot be said that it's unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further investigation and examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
if this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to think believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name?
Alright, who's the Texas Ranger here? Well, he's not from
Gumshoe.
Texas, so it's not him.
It's probably Gumshoe. Maybe it's Lana.
Okay. Maybe it's this man. Maybe we need to like
Chat,
speak with
do
the dead.
you
or
know
something.
the Texas Ranger?
Can you find the
It's Chuck
Texas
Norris.
Ranger?
That's how a Ranger's gonna be. Have you ever seen the show Walker Texas Ranger?
No.
It was it was like a 90s, like late 80s, early 90s investigation cop show, but it was Chuck Norris.
Oh my god.
And he was Walker Texas Ranger, and every single episode he would like roundhouse kick somebody.
That's basically this game.
Yeah. So Jake Marshall is basically Chuck Norris, which means we're doomed. Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel like we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess. God, how much I hate the spelling of the word subpoena.
February 24, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, No. 2.
There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What do you mean?
You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured out everything.
I haven't figured out anything out.
Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later.
Wait! Detective Gumshoe! What is it?
You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Make that detective run all around the world on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
Hey! Hey, I'm Fat Albert.
That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked?
No. You mean this, all right?
I thought that was a sandwich. Like, I looked away because I was laughing at and I look over and I'm like, he brought her a moldy ass sandwich.
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name?
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. But I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident?
Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
You have 30 minutes.
I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a witness? SL9 incident files received from Lana Sky.
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with this serial murderer.
Wait, hold on. Received from Mrs. Sky.
Yeah.
Gumshoe brought him here.
Yeah, Gumshoe gave it to Mrs. Sky, and Mrs. Sky gave it to us.
Oh.
Oh, what? Now that I brought up your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here?
Huh? Oh.
Oh.
Huh. Well.
Okay, investigate. Yeah, Jake and Angel Star. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Literally everyone.
What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, the SL9 incident is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark. No, no, Lana. That's over with. No.
Emma, wait! She ran away.
Now, you know what? I just remembered it. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here.
Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence.
Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck.
Better take a good look at this file.
Ooh, to be continued. Everyone was talking about Mike Meekins, because Mike Meekins' real name is Joe Dark.
Yeah, he's a killer, sir. His job is murder, sir.
Yeah,
That's all he does,
he was not lying.
That's metal AF. Show up to a courtroom and being like, I'm not only a killer, but I'm gonna, I do it a lot. It's my way of life, sir. I live, eat, sleep, and breathe murder. I did this one. You can't see it in the video because I'm a professional, sir. I put the blue badger directly in front of the camera, sir.
He put the body behind the blue badger?
Yeah. Wait, also notably, he was in there earlier in the day. So not only was he there earlier to prep the locker, so there was already open whenever the footage got recovered, but then he killed the guy there and hid his body while pretending to be unconscious. And then the video cuts out and he moves the body out and instantly this is irrefutable evidence. Meekins did it. All of them.
I've never seen Mike Meekins again. I've never seen that video.
Yeah, all I know is if we see Mike Meekins again, we might be dead.